Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. 8 Indians, out of which 7 are Indian Navy veterans, have been sentenced to death by the Qatar government. It's shocking news. Captain Navtej Singh Gill, Captain Saurabh Vashisht, Captain Birendra Kumar Verma, Commander Purnendu Tiwari, Commander Sanjeev Gupta, Commander Suganakar Pakala, Commander Amit Nagpal, and Sailor Ragesh have spent, we know already, 14 months in solitary confinement in Qatar. The Qatar government says that they were spies for Israel. And the death sentence decision, ladies and gentlemen, plays out as the Israel-Hamas situation is flaring up. And after India's key economic corridor is a reality. Is this a move by Qatar to try and put pressure on India for supporting Israel? And is that fair? Is it fair to put 8 Indians, to serve them the death penalty and pretend it has nothing to do with the ongoing situation? While the MEA has expressed shock at the death sentence, I think, and I must say this, I think the government needs to do a lot more, ladies and gentlemen. And I think the government should have done a lot more. Families here in India are grappling with a reality that you and me, ladies and gentlemen, can't even fathom, let alone wrap our heads around. There are families who are speaking to us saying that ever since August 2022, since the arrest of their loved ones, and despite the consular access being given, these families have no idea as to what the charges are against these Indian Navy veterans. All of them have worn the uniform, all of them have served the country. And one of them, ladies and gentlemen, has even got a Pravasi Bharatiya Samman for serving the country by providing naval knowledge and naval technology and capability building, capacity building for Qatar, working to only benefit relationships between India and Qatar. And is this what they get? A death sentence? These families, ladies and gentlemen, are very, very concerned. What we do know is that they, like hundreds of other retired heroes of the Indian Armed Forces, were serving at a legit company called Al Dahra in Doha. They were picked up by the Qatari state security for unknown reasons. Then a few months later, the owner of the company, who is initially in custody and is an Omani citizen, is released. An Omani citizen who is the owner of the company is released. But 8 Indians, 7 Indian veterans and 1 sailor are continue to be in custody. The owner of the company is released. Why? Because he's an Omani. And 8 Indians are staring at a death sentence. Why? Because they are from India. Our government should do more. I'm afraid the statements of the Ministry of External Affairs don't appear to be enough, and all we are told is that there are conversations going on, they cannot be disclosed. I understand confidentiality. But there's also an answerability. The reality also is that as the months pass and the weeks pass and time passes, we must not allow these 8 Indians who have worn the uniform to join the list of many, 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 many other Indian citizens, our fellow brothers and sisters, facing a life of imprisonment on a foreign country. Our government must do more. I'm sure the Prime Minister will do more. This needs the highest level of intervention. And as a nationalist Indian, as a nationalist channel and a nationalist network whose only purpose is to put Bharat first, nation first, forces first, army first, navy first, air force first, we campaign here on Republic to hashtag Bring Back Our Men. Bring back our men, ladies and gentlemen. Join me in this campaign. We can make a difference and let the government in Qatar know that the relationship between two countries is not a one-way street, that they also owe the families who are so concerned in India and answers. Our campaign is hashtag Bring Back Our Men, because after service to the nation, These men cannot be left to languish in solitary confinement and walk to the gallows without any answers. I say tonight, as Indians, this must become our only cause. We must, as I'm absolutely sure, that the Narendra Modi government will. We must exercise all the diplomatic prowess and leverage in our command, all our influence we wield globally, all the muscle power that we have as becoming the focal point for industry trade globally to hashtag bring back our men, ladies and gentlemen. This is beyond politics. This is for the nation. This is for our men. We owe it to them. We owe it to their families. Please come together. Let's start a massive movement, ladies and gentlemen. Bring back our men, to bring back the Navy veterans who are most unfortunately facing a death sentence in Qatar.